Alright guys, it's 9:10. I'm going to go ahead and get this started. So, from last session, I probably need a recap for you two, but you pretty much just annihilated this. Well, I wouldn't say annihilated. You guys had a little rough time getting through, at least Dirk and Blockvar did. Well, I guess you did too, Corn. You kept healing yourself. But basically, you guys
Yeah.
have found this bandit camp, dispatched the 20-something little peon bandits, along with the captain and a couple of veterans in there. Still got quite a few horses left over. Dirk and Blockvard are hurt pretty badly from where we left off. But you're basically in this camp all by yourself. No more signs of any of these dead guys, or any more of the bandits, so to speak. You can see there's a series of tents left from the campsite. Still got a fire burning in the middle there, left over, pots and pans from some dinner and whatnot. Anything else will require a little bit closer inspection at this point.
First thing Tiggy's going to do is move over to Blackfire, find his wounds so that he doesn't die on us.
Well, I thought you healed him at the end of the last session. Is that not?
Oh, that's right. I did, did I?
Yeah, so he should be good. Like he's got 4 or 5 hit points, but he's fine at this point. I think both him and Dirk are conscious and still kind of bloody, but they're both conscious and able to move around. So what do you guys want to do first?
I'm going to go see what was for dinner.
What's for dinner? Where at? Where are you going?
Well,
Down by the campfire, see what they fixed for dinner.
I'm gonna check the big tent.
Alright, so Tiggy, you can see that they've got a boiling pot of stew left over on the over the campfire. You can see a few leftover pieces of some kind of dried meat and maybe some mushrooms or half-rotten food or thrown up food on the ground around there as well. But I don't think it really looks edible at this point. Is what's boiling in the pot.
Give it a good sniff so I can figure out what kind of stew it is.
See what kind of stew it is. So, give me a nature check. Oh, that smells definitely like some rabbit stew in there with a little bit of garlic and potatoes, maybe some split peas mixed in there with it as well, and some carrots.
Hungry, Corn?
I'm sorry?
Yeah,
You hungry, Corn?
I'll eat. As long as you don't think it's bad. I trust your instincts.
I'll look around for a bowl or something.
Yeah, you'll be able to scrounge up some kind of a bowl. It may not be very clean, but you'll be able to find something.
I wipe it out, and I actually find 2 bowls, and I wipe it out. And I fill one, give it to Storm, and the other I sit down and eat.
All right. So again, you don't find anything that tastes just as good as it smells at this point.
So after I finish eating, then we'll start looking in the tents and seeing what's around.
Okay, you guys gonna look together? You guys gonna split up to look at the tents? How do you want to do that?
I'll glance in the big one while he's eating.
Okay.
All right. So in the large one here, I gotta find the right line here. You see 4 large chests. Actually, I think I got another map for this one. Hold on a second. I don't remember if I put anything in this map. Ah, I did. There you go. Alright, you don't need your characters point. This is just more money for visual. You guys see that, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so you can see there's 4 chests total in this. There's 2 on each side of the tent. Right in the middle is a large table. Looks like they may have used it for, I don't know, there's different pieces of paper, there's old leftover bowls, a couple empty cups and pints, stuff like that. Along with all kinds of different barrels and a few crates laying on their side and a cot along the back side.
Alright, well I'll take a look at the chest to see if I notice any locks or traps on them. Would that be perception or investigation?
You're checking what? Tell me what you're checking again.
The chest to see if they have like traps or a lock on them.
You need to go through each one. Which one are you going to check? Show me.
And do that one first.
Okay, you're looking for traps, so roll me an investigation check. Guess it would help if I go back to my chat screen so I can see your roll.
I got a 12.
You don't think you see any traps on this one?
Alright, well, I'll pop it right open, unless it's locked.
No, it's locked.
I was afraid you were gonna say that. I guess I could try a sleight of hand. I don't have any lock picking tools, but maybe I could jam an arrow in there.
You can try that, but I'm just out of character. Without thieves' tools, it's going to be very difficult for you to kind of pick this lock.
Alright, well, I might as well give it a shot before I try and break it open.
Alright, I added both of your icons in there. Can you guys move your tokens to wherever you're going to be at here, please?
I can't select mine.
I can't touch mine either.
Wow, that's not very good. Oh, it became generic. Let me fix that. How about now?
I got mine.
Yep.
Alright, you bring in...
I'm sitting on the...
Go ahead, Tegan.
Storm's eating. I'm sitting on the bench eating right now, too, while he's in there.
Alright, so you try to sleight of hand. Let me figure out... You're doing this with an arrow, right?
Yeah, I don't know what you would want me to roll for that. Sorry, I just...
I was going to have you actually
Kinda
roll, just
guessed.
roll a straight dex check, but it's going to be at disadvantage. And I'm not going to tell you what the DC is.
Where do you do just checks without proficiency on this new sheet?
You should be able to click just right on the dex.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Alright, so you jam your arrowhead, trying to fit into this lock, but the arrowhead itself is just way too big to fit in this lock. And you can't seem to really do anything with it.
Alright. I'll check the other ones to see if they're also locked. The time being.
Yeah, that one right in front of that one's locked as well. And so is that one. And you're 4 for 4. All 4 of these chests are locked.
Alright, well, I'm just checking. So I'll come back out. Hey, Tigger, do you happen to have lockpicking tools?
Yeah,
These
I can
tools?
get it open.
Well, there's 4 chests in there.
Show me.
Alright, come on.
I look at the take some pretense. Look at the chest. What kind of chest is this, DM?
This particular one in front of you is it's a painted green wooden chest with metal bindings all around the edge of the lid, and the lock seems like a pretty sturdy lock as well.
Okay. Well, I look around. Is there any kind of tools or stuff laying around in the tent itself?
You're looking for like thieves' tools, or what do you mean by that?
No, like hammers, saws. What happen to be laying around?
You find a couple daggers sitting on the table. But as far as any other kind of, woodworking tool, stuff like that, you can't really find anything.
Okay. I take out my sword and use the heft of it and try to beat the top of the lid open. Crush it. Knock it in.
Again, you're knocking on that first one you're standing next to, correct?
Yes.
All right, so you're going to hit it with your sword. Just roll me a damage hit with it. All right, so you take a good chunk out of the top of it, but as your sword kind of cracks open the very top of it, there's you hear a little sound in the back side of the lid, and a cloud of poison kind of explodes out through the fissure, the opening that you create on the top of the chest at this point. And you need to roll me a... Nope, it's automatic. Hold on a second. Like 13 points of poison damage, and you feel
13.
and you feel this poison kind of being breathed into your lungs at this point, where this may be more of a lasting effect. So you've cracked basically a hole open in this chest. It's not completely open, but you've basically caved in the top of this chest at this point.
Back up, coughing, and look at you. I thought you said you checked that for traps.
Sorry, I did. I didn't catch that one.
Well, I don't have a hammer, and the sword's not gonna get us all the way in. So, what else is in here?
I could try using my gauntlets here. These will bust it open enough.
Well, be careful of that foul-smelling stuff coming out of it.
And you can see there's still a little bit of poison seeping out through the opening around this chest over here. It's pretty much taking up that entire 5-foot little square that the chest is sitting in. It's almost like a mist that's hovered over the chest at this point.
Can I, is there like a loose board or something along the walls or anything?
A loose board. Be more descriptive.
We're in a tent.
I know, but there's like wooden barrels and stuff. So I'll try and break off a piece of a barrel, or maybe take off a barrel's lid if they're detachable.
Yeah, you should be able to take just a short sword or a dagger or something and kind of pry a piece off of one of those barrels or crates if you want.
Alright, so I'm gonna come back over here and try and fan the gas away as best I can before I go in for my attack.
While he's doing that, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Alright, so you're trying to fan the gas fumes away from you, correct?
Yeah, just seeing if there's more coming out of the chest, or if it's just dissipating now.
Okay, so roll me a... Crap, what kind of check is this going to be to fan gas out of the way? Roll me a, I'll say a whiz check, wisdom.
Oh shit.
Okay, you managed to kind of...
Thieves we are not.
You manage to kind of fan the fumes around, but as you do, they start rolling back towards you, because there's no way for the fumes to exit anywhere. So they start creeping closer to you, around your ankles.
Alright, at that point I'm like, whatever, I'll just go for it. So I'll try and attack this thing, bust open a bit more.
Okay, roll damage.
There's going to be like clothes in here or something.
Alright, you managed to crack the rest of the lid open to where you can actually see inside of it. However, when you do, another cloud of poison comes out, and you take 15 points of poison damage.
Oh god, I should have done that.
And at this point, Tegan, you're starting to feel kind of nauseous again. You need to roll me a con save, DC 10. Alright, so you can feel the fumes almost like the inside of your nostrils are somewhat burning at this point, but you managed to keep from hurling at this point. Alright, so Corn, you've knocked the lid off of it. You're over here choking and your eyes are watering from these fumes that you've just ingested from the last of the fumes that were trapped inside the chest lid. And inside this lid, inside this chest, you see there's various gold and silver trinkets, little cache of all different kinds of jewelry in here as well, and some kind of a dagger kind of up in one corner of the chest.
Alright, well I'll grab the dagger and kind of set it aside, and then I'll show it to Tegan also. And then be like, there's a lot of gold in here as well, but You have no way of identifying this dagger for any kind of magical properties, do you? I have no idea about that.
No, I could look at it possibly and see if there's something about it, but as far as the gold, that's about as useless to me.
Well, we'll save this dagger to show our other magician then, but let's gather this stuff up. I'm sure the party and the crew could use this.
Yeah, the crew can use that to buy supplies and things needed for the ship.
All right, so Corn, as you're pulling that dagger out and kind of putting it away, you do notice that there's a symbol on the hilt of the dagger of looks like a white, jawless skull on a purple sunburst.
Well, I'll point that out to you as well, but doesn't mean anything to me.
Tigid ponders over a minute to see if he recollects anything.
Give me a religion check. You thought that sounded familiar to you, but you just can't quite jar it from your memory about what exactly that means or what's that the symbol for. You know you've seen it before, but you can't remember what it is.
It looks vaguely familiar, Corin, but I can't place it. Perhaps maybe one of the others.
Yes, I'm not great on history and religion, so I don't know much about this stuff, but we're sure someone else
I
will.
don't come to the town much. So the other three chests. Open them later?
Yeah, maybe we should wait for some proper tools to deal with this. So just bashing them open.
In the meantime, let's drag them outside the tent then.
Alright, sure.
Okay, what are you dragging outside the tent?
The three chests that aren't opened.
Okay, 1 second. I gotta read.
Here we can always go out and get the cart, the wagon we had, and bring them back to the ship. Oh wait, I sent the wagon back. Yeah, they got horses here.
All right, what's your strength, Tigid?
14.
Okay, yeah, you're not gonna be able to drag more than one, but you can drag each one of them out.
Yeah, one at a time. Yeah, one at a time.
Every one of them, as you drag it, you can hear some kind of clinking of some kind of metal or metallic object inside. And unfortunately, I don't have these. 1 second, let me change these chests to tokens, and I'll let you drag them out.
That's okay. You can leave them there. I figure we'll collect them all up and find some way to transport them back to the ship.
Okay. Each of you roll me a DC. Well, since you guys haven't figured out your DC 12 Wisdom check. Well, sure. Now you guys roll good.
Of course.
All right. So both of you guys, as you're dragging these chests out here, it dawns on you that okay, these chests were in one of the bandits' tents. I wonder if any of the bandits actually have keys on them.
Corin. Wonder if there's any keys floating around here. Might be a lot easier than bashing them open with our swords.
Yeah, that is a good thought. Let's go check these bodies out.
Good idea. Stay close to each other, though. Not feeling too well. That gas was a bit.
Yeah, I'm not doing too good after that, but I'm alright.
All right. So you guys.
So we'll start looting the bodies together.
Okay, that sounds like a fine idea. Wish I had thought of that. All right, so throughout all the...
By the way, the stew's pretty good.
Well, thank you. I worked hard on that. All right, so as you guys start looting the campsite, oh, that's in the big tent. 1 second. On the bandit camp himself, you do find a few key items on him. You find a flask of whiskey. You find about 120 gold pieces on him. An assortment of this gaudy jewelry. I mean, as you start inspecting the body, he looks like he's quite proud of himself. He's got his shirt halfway unbuttoned down his chest, and his big hairy chest with all kinds of necklaces and everything kind of tangled inside of it. And on him, you also find a key ring with 10 keys on it. Among the other bandits, you also find... You do find a thieves' kit. You find one climbing kit in their backpack, along with their crossbows and their short swords, a couple of them with some long bows, pretty much any kind of number of bolts and arrows you guys want to find. You find a bag of caltrops, fishing tackle, one healer's kit. Let's see, a pair of manacles. Looks like a maybe broken, you're not sure. A merchant scale, looks kind of wore out. And an assortment of oh, that's in the tent again, so never mind. You also, as you're inspecting the campsite, you see there's several shallow graves that are over on the west side of the campsite.
I toss the keys to Corin. Try those in the chest.
All right. This is what I'm talking about.
The one you're standing in front
So
of.
I'll run back over. Well, we dragged him outside, so I'll just
Well, it made easier.
I'll just fiddle him with the keys. Try and guess the best I can which one will fit, but that's very hard to do.
Yeah, you go through several keys before you finally find one that pulls a click, and this one's now unlocked.
Alright, I'll pop it open.
Okay, you creak it open and you hear a little bit of another click sound, something inside of it, but nothing happens. And you look inside and there's a full suit of plate armor, along with what appears to be some kind of a tattered red cape with an odd symbol on the backside. It looks familiar to you. And you also find 4 healing potions. Roll me a...
Alright, well I'll check that cape to see if I can recognize it.
Give me a history check.
Oh man.
It's a red cape. That you know for sure.
I don't even know if I know that. Alright, well, again, I'll just set that aside with a dagger and let somebody who has more skilled eyes check it out later.
Okay, what you doing next?
Go down to this one.
He's fiddling with that. I'll take a look at that cape.
Okay, give me a history check for you, Tegan. You confirmed.
Nice red cape.
Confirmed. Yes, you're right, Corin. This is a red cape.
Nice red cape. Nice red cape, Corin.
It is.
So we could put it on Porto so they can see him better in combat.
I was thinking I'll put it on Storm.
He might like it.
I think he'd look pretty neat with it.
Like a little scarf on. Yeah, we could do that. So what's in that chest?
Alright, so I'm assuming you're in the keys on this one. You're not going to try to bash this one in, correct?
That is correct.
Alright, so same as before, you kind of go through several keys. You obviously didn't have to use the one you already that worked for you. But you've managed to find a key that turns and you hear a click.
You checked it for traps, right?
Well, apparently these keys disable the traps. I'm hearing this click that kind of goes off, but the traps don't spring on us. So I'll
stay back here just in case.
Alright, so you open it up, Corin?
Yep.
Alright, You open it up. You open it fast or slow? How you opening it up?
Oh, I'm excited at this point. I'm opening it fast.
Okay, you sling the lid open and
Christmas morning.
T gets in the back kind of cringing like he's waiting for something to happen, but again, nothing happens on this one. And you see this one too is filled with all kinds of gold coins. Lots and lots of gold coins. This is the heaviest of the 4 chests you guys dragged out. And you also see one bloody glove kind of sitting along the top layer of all the gold coins in here.
Now, why would you keep something like that in there with all those bits of metal?
Yeah, it must have some kind of properties we can't tell of. I'll grab them and kind of look them over.
Put it with that red cape we're going to put on Storm here in a bit.
Do you see any symbol on those?
No, it just looks like a standard run-of-the-mill leather glove, kind of wadded up and pretty much blood-stained.
Alright, well, yeah, I'll just toss it in my sack with the red cloak or robe.
Okay.
And I'll check this one.
Door number 4. Okay, what do you mean by check it?
Yeah, open it up.
It's locked.
Find the key.
It's locked.
Right.
Use the key.
Alright, so again, you fumble through several of the keys, and you hear the familiar click as you find the right key and the lock turns.
Alright, I pop that one up eagerly as well.
Okay, you open up the lid, and a huge cloud of blue ink just explodes, covering everything in a 10-foot radius. Roll me a perception check. As the cloud of blue ink pretty much explodes, you could have swore you heard a faint little giggle being heard somewhere near the chest at this point. Pretty much everything within a 10-foot radius here, so T get his out of it, is temporarily dyed blue for 3 days. As this thing explodes, it gets all over. I mean, your face, your clothes, your feet, your weapons, anything that was basically visible is now covered in this blue dye.
Son of a bitch.
So it sees this happening. He just kind of chuckles under his breath. You know, my mother used to tell me about these little creatures that lived in the forest that were blue. I wonder if they look like you do right now.
Well, I'm sure they do if they look blue.
Anything else in there besides blue ink, Corin?
No, I wipe my eyes off and check it out.
As you wipe your eyes, you notice that it does no good. Pretty much anything you rub or touch at this point, nothing seems to be rubbing off or coming off. But as you wipe the ink, whatever little bit you can, out of your eyebrows or whatever speak, your eyelashes, you do look inside this one, and the bottom of the chest is covered in, well, now, a bunch of blue coins. You're not sure really what color they were before. A bunch of dyed gems. You see a book open up to a couple pages. It's also now dyed blue. You see an empty pouch and what appears to be small pieces of leftover fruit in a now blue dyed goblet.
Well, maybe we can wash it all off. I think this book is pretty much ruined now.
Yeah. Porto might have use for it. Nothing more than just for the paper. Let me see that pouch.
Sure.
Examine the pouch and see how big it is.
You pull the pouch, and the bottom side of it is where the blue ink was on it, so it still looks like a regular small little fur pouch. Pretty much empty in the contents inside. Looks like it has maybe some leftover old seeds from fruit, from what you can tell, but nothing of real value inside it.
Looks like it might have been a spell component pouch of some kind. Well, let's gather all this up. We can take it back to the ship. We'll have to figure out a way to carry all these coins, though.
So how are you
Yeah, too bad we don't have a bag of holding.
I don't have a bag of holding. And what is a bag of holding anyway?
Oh, my mom used to talk about it. She said she wished she had one to put my father in.
Well, that could have been useful. And let's check a couple of the other tents.
Both of you roll me another perception check. Okay, you guys both hear another little giggle from the back side of the tent where you first started opening up the tents as well. The giggle came out as Quarren made his little joke at that point.
Did you hear something, Quarren?
Yeah, because when I heard that when I opened that damn chest that was full of that ink too, something's playing jokes on us or something.
You stay in here. Let me go out and take a walk around. Actually, go outside the tent and walk around it to make sure there's no one outside the tent.
Okay, you can give me a perception check. And you don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
I call Storm over and him to guard, sit and watch.
As Storm approaches, you hear a little hiss from somewhere on the corner of the tent. Here, let me kind of point where you hear it at. And then you see the side of the tent kind of ripple like something's climbing up it, but you don't see anything actually climbing it.
Storm. Sniff.
All right, Storm gives me a perception check. And she gets, I guess, at advantage, correct?
Yes. Except for it don't matter because Storm tanked it. It's a plus 6. That must have been a horrendous roll. Oh, well, it's advantage, so 23.
She still got it. So you see her kind of sniffing and pointing her nose up towards the top of the tent. She definitely notices something there.
Quarren, Storm's found something.
What is it?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't see it. I'm going to try to move to where I can see get a better view of that corner of the tent.
So you take another look where Storm was
pointing
her nose?
Yeah.
Another perception check. And you look hard and long all over where Storm was kind of pointing her nose, and you just can't see anything.
That's interesting. Storm? Guard. To leave Storm sitting there guarding that area and watching. Quarren, anything else?
Well, I checked these barrels.
Check those barrels. While he's making that noise. Teague's going to go underneath where Storm is indicated and literally shove his sword up through it.
All right, so who's going first? Quarren, you checking the barrels, or Teague, you doing your little thing first?
Let him take the barrel first. That way there's some noise being made.
Yeah, I'll just first check the one I popped the lid off of, and then check the others to see if they have anything inside.
Okay, let me scroll back up, because there was stuff in those barrels. I just got to find it. This particular barrel that you open up, you see it's about, what's your estimate is, about 20 wine bottles. Looks like about 2 different kinds in here.
Ooh, Olimar might want these.
What'd you find?
Some bottles of wine.
That could go well with dinner.
Yeah. So I'll set those aside.
They're not blue, are they?
No, luckily not. Although I am.
Alright, so that's when you're going to basically plunge your sword.
That's when I'm going to plunge my sword up through that corner where the movement was at.
You hear another hissing sound at this point, and then off to the distance, outside the tent somewhere, you hear a man's voice kind of yelling out to you. It says, "Leave now and you won't get injured." It sounds eerily just like the bandit captain that you guys have already pretty much dispatched at this point.
Well, Corin, looks like we may not have dealt with everything that was here.
What did you find? What did you find?
I don't know, but we're being warned to leave.
Well, I mean, if
I say we stay. Open the next cask.
Yeah, if there's something that's so tiny as to not be able to show itself to us. I mean, I heard that giggling twice now, so I don't think it's a threat. I don't
either. I don't either.
All right, so you're gonna
pop up the second one.
Before you even pop open that one, you kind of give the barrel a slosh around, and you can hear it's basically filled full with some kind of liquid. As you get closer, you can take a big whiff. It's some kind of an ale or a mead inside this barrel.
Whew, that is a stench.
I don't think Alomar is going to need to restock the ship after all.
As long as we can get it back to him, man.
I'm sure we can come up with something. Worst case, one of us can stay here while the other goes back for a wagon.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm not leaving with all that gold, so.
I'll go over and check one of the other barrels.
Okay, that one is also filled with ale.
Man, Olimar is gonna have a big party if he sees all this stuff.
No, he'll probably miser it all up and make us drink it in turn.
Alright, so you guys gonna pretty much inspect all these barrels?
Yeah, systematically go through the rest of the barrels,
right, so kind of cut through the chase here. You got 4 medium-sized barrels of ale. You also find 10 bolts of fine silk, several small casks of different kinds of spices. You also find 1 crate that's got a hodgepodge of other stuff in there, a disguise kit, a couple hunting traps, assortment of silver dinnerware, and several sets of fine clothes. All in all, everything in this tent, you guys would estimate maybe being worth around 1,200 gold pieces.
Yes, we'll definitely have to find a way to get this to the ship. Too much to leave behind. So after going through it all, Tegan walks back outside and looks over where Storm sits, patiently watching the corner of the tent.
The Storm seems to be kind of pacing back and forth, kind of like she's somewhat lost the scent, so to speak, and not sure where exactly the thing she was pointing at is anymore, but she still kind of goes back and forth around that corner and looking up like on top of the tent.
Right. How's the tent set up? Is it on poles?
Yeah, there's a series of poles inside, kind of keeping it up as one main large pole in the top center, and there's several other outlying poles at each corner to kind of help make it look somewhat like a square structure with little outlying buildings in it.
Right, just to make sure I understood how it was arranged. And how high is the roof of the tent?
I'd say at the tallest point, it's probably about 20 feet, you'd guess.
Come on, Corin, lend a hand. Let's get all this stuff outside.
Alright, let's do it.
Alright, so you guys can start hauling everything out that you can. Again, a lot of stuff is still pretty heavy. It pretty much takes like 2 people to move one of these barrels of ale. Are you bringing that entire barrel with all the wine bottles, or are you carrying those out individually, or how are you doing those?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stash as many in my bag and take them outside, and then dump them out, and then go back in and refill the bag.
Dump them out? You dumping out the wine?
I'm not dumping them out.
I think he means take them out of his bag. Use his bag to carry them out in groups.
Set them aside.
I was looking for a little bit of roleplay there. It says, what? You're dumping all the wine? All right. So as you start taking all the
No, I'm
as you
not
start
crazy.
carrying all the wine out, you hear a little voice up on top of the tent says, "No, not my wine, please, not the wine."
Of course, the wine, friend.
Of course, the wine, friend. Who's there? Show yourself if you want your wine.
You hear Bruce respond, "Why should I show myself? Your little friend there keeps trying to stab me. He's got his damn devil dog there tracking me as well."
He means no harm to you if you show yourself. The reason why he's being aggressive is because you've been hiding this whole time. You know you're there.
You see a little head kind of pop out from behind one of the folds in the tent. It's almost like a tiny little dragon head at this point. It kind of peers around and looks at both of you. And says, "How do I know you won't try to kill me?"
Well, you hear that he turns to Storm. Calls Storm to his side. Points back to the bowl. And points back to the bowl. Stu, he has finished. Finish your stew.
We won't hurt you if you don't hurt us. I can assure you that.
"If I don't hurt you." He starts to kind of giggle a little bit. "I have no need to hurt you guys. I can run away right now if I wanted to. And you would never find me. Just don't take my wine."
Yes, but we have all your wine.
That's what he says. "Just don't take my wine."
Well, what are you, friend? Never seen anything like you before. Come on out.
Give me a persuasion check, please. At that, he kind of looks at you hesitantly a little bit, and you see the head kind of comes out. The head's the only thing you can see. The rest of the body seems to be invisible, but the rest of his body kind of slowly starts to come back into your vision when you actually see it. He appears, like I said before, the head looked like a tiny dragon, and the rest of his body also looks like a tiny dragon, although if it had wings, they look somewhat deformed or undeveloped. You can see like the fingers of the wings, but there's no webbing in between them. It stays on top of the tent, but it does come out and kind of sits on the edge and looks at both of you and greets you somewhat hesitantly. Pretty much tells you that his name is Nacton 2.
Nacton 2. Nacton 2. Curious name. And where are you from, Nacton 2?
He tells you that he's from another realm, far from here. Where he's from is not important. But he says since you guys have pretty much dispatched or killed his feeder of the great wines and the fruits, that you guys will basically have to replace him at this point.
Want to replace your feeder? So one of these brigands was your master?
Oh, he wasn't my master, so to speak. Like I said, I could have left at any time, but he treated me fair enough, freed me from the evil merchant man that was trying to sell me, and I helped him out from time to time, and he kept me fed and gave me wine, my favorite. Who doesn't like a good wine?
Ah, that's true. That's true. Tigger reaches over and grabs the bottle and says, "You want this one?"
Do I want that one? That one's already mine.
Well, do you only hand it to you?
He kind of looks at you hesitantly. Just set it down. If I get thirsty, I know where it is.
Okay. Very well. Why were you traveling with your feeder? Other than repaying his kindness.
It's a long story. Like I said, I had this stupid merchant was trying to take me to some other city to try to sell me or turn me into a trained little heathen for him. But your bandit friends here kind of helped me get free of that issue. And like I said,
they're no friends of ours. Well, they're no friends of ours.
He's not friend to very many people, but he's been a friend to me.
I understand that. Perhaps we can help you as well. Perhaps we can help you as well. Are you trying to return to your people, or what are your further plans?
Return to my people, that's not an option. I'm here to live and play and giggle and sorry about your little blue ink thing there. That's something that the captain put in there to keep the other stupid bandits away from me. But I will admit, I have a little fun with that from time to time as well.
Perhaps you could come stay with us on the ship until you find someplace else you'd rather be.
He kind of looks at you quizzically. He says, "On the ship? What are you talking about on the ship? We're far away from the Moon Sea."
Yes, we are. However, we have a inventive little friend who has created a way to make a ship sail over the lands.
At that, you seem to have piqued his interest at that point, and he looks somewhat intrigued by this idea of the ship that you're describing to him. Says, "I'll consider it if you agree to keep me fed and give me plenty to drink."
Well, I seem to have done fair enough by storm here. So perhaps I can do the same for you.
Okay, give me a persuasion check. It's like, I'm not making any promises. I'll travel with you as far as where this ship is, but I'm going to keep my distance. I don't quite trust you 100% yet.
That's fine. I'm not asking you to come on my shoulder or anything silly like that. I'm just offering you a place, a bunk and a meal.
The size of him is roughly about 2, maybe 2.5 feet long. So he's pretty much blue from head to toe. Got a nice, good-sized horn in the middle of his snout. But he eventually kind of climbs down the side of the tent and keeping one eye warily on Storm at this point. And says, "You just keep him away from me. You hear me? I'm quick. I can get away from him, but I still don't trust him."
Storm won't hurt you. He's been my friend for countless years now. So tell me, I haven't encountered a creature of your type. What do we call you?
If you guys aren't sure what he is at this point, both of you guys need to roll me a nature check.
I'm pretty sure I know what he is. I don't know that Teague would know. No, Teague wouldn't know.
Neither one of you are really sure what exactly this thing is.
I don't think Corn does. Yeah.
So as you start inquiring about, who he is and what exactly he is, he indulges you a little bit. Says, I am a fairy dragon. As you probably know and have seen over in the Eric Forest to the west of here. I'm not quite whole, as you can see, and you see him flex his deformed wings behind him. Been like that since birth. Doesn't bother me none. I'm quicker than most fairy dragons. I just don't have the ability to fly.
Well, for the time that you travel with us, you're welcome, friend.
He kind of looks both of you kind of quizzically and says, "All right, so I don't want to travel on the ground. I want a nice, soft, warm spot to travel." So you see him kind of crawl up to both of you guys and start looking at both of your backpacks that you're wearing. And then he quickly crawls up to Corn's shoulder and looks inside of his backpack. And what do you got in your backpack right now, Corn?
Well, I got that dagger and the robe in there.
Any extra set of clothes or anything like that?
I got some. No, I don't have it too much crap in there. Like a deck of cards. Just like a deck of cards. I got my centaur banner. Some arrows, a short sword, and a few potions. That's pretty much it.
So he kind of looks at it and sees the playing cards and the cape, a couple of pieces of cloth in there. Says, "This will do. This will do fine." And he kind of crawls inside your backpack, and you feel him kind of rustling around there, but it seems like he's kind of settled down and find himself a nice little spot to curl up.
Well.
All right, I guess that's fine.
Okay. In the meantime, let's take a look at these other tents and make sure they're empty well.
All right, so you're checking all the other tents? Is that what I heard?
Yeah. I want to check all the tents and make sure they're empty.
Yeah,
No one's lurking.
Let me go over the contents again, see if I missed anything already. Both of you roll me a investigation check, please.
God, I'm sucking tonight. God, I'm sucking tonight. At least Quarren's not.
Alright, Quarren, while you're digging through one of the tents, you guys aren't really finding much more in there. It's just trash, some leftover, beat up boots, some gloves, bedrolls, old rotten food, some chamber pots. But Quarren, you find, looks like a bone tube underneath one of the bedrolls in one of the tents over there. And as you kind of pull the tube out, you can see there's some kind of a rolled up scroll or a parchment inside the bone tube.
Look at this. Look at this. I pull the scroll out.
As you start unrolling the scroll, you can see it has a list of what you're assuming is 6 different names written upon it. And all but 2 names have a line drawn through it.
You've got a hit list here. Something. 6 names and 2 with lines through them.
Any of them familiar to you? Any of them familiar to you?
I look them over. Are they?
You looking over the names? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't recognize any of these names.
No, none that I recognize. None from Huggable that I noticed.
Someone was up to no good. No, then someone was up to no good. Took it away. Perhaps we'll encounter those people later. They were of interest to somebody for some reason.
Yes, let's just keep it aside for now.
Agreed. Okay, now. We need to find a way to transport all this to the ship.
Let me switch you back to the other map. Unless you guys... Yeah, you guys are good with this.
Yeah.
If only there was a way to transport all this stuff. Give me a wisdom check, DC 10. Look at that double fail. Figured you start trying to figure out, okay, so if I weigh 175 pounds and I've strapped one chest to my back and I tie a rope to another one and I can carry one chest. Quarren says, hey, you realize that there's a bunch of horses still sitting over next to the side of the camp that you guys could probably figure out a way to strap all these chests on these horses and lead them back to the village.
That's a wonderful idea. Why don't we do that? Because I don't think I could carry all this. I don't think Blackavar could carry all this.
No, I don't think anyone could. Alright, let's tie these horses together. And I don't know what.
Yeah, we could actually use the canvas from the tents.
I just need you guys to... I'm going to have you roll me an animal handling check for... Just roll me... Each of you roll me 2 animal handling checks to make sure you can corral these. Just a DC 10. Alright.
Well, we really pissed them off. Or I do.
Well, I didn't do too bad.
So I'm going to rule that,
for once.
Quarren, you're able to corral about 10 of these horses. Quarren, 5 of them, they won't have anything to do with you, and you scare off about 5 more that go running off to the south.
Sorry about that. Damn it, sorry about that. I guess,
That's okay.
The horses
it's one of those
me.
days. It's that poison. It's still in our system.
That and me being blue, I'm probably freaking out.
Oh, that might have something to do with it too. Didn't think about that.
You hear a little giggle come from your backpack, Quarren.
I just shake my head.
Okay, so how many horses did we actually manage to get a hold of? 5 or 6?
Like I said, there's still 5 that are still sitting there close to Quarren, but they won't have anything to do with him, and the other 5 he ran off.
Okay. Okay. Why don't you start getting packs ready, and I'll see if I can't get these others to cooperate with us.
So at this point, just kind of out of character, I'm assuming Dirk and Blockfire are kind of helping you guys load everything up as well.
Yeah, I'm assuming they are too. Yeah, I'm
So
assuming
that was
they
your
are too.
attempt to get the other 5?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're able to corral all those guys together. I'm assuming at some point you're going to like kind of tie them all together in a
yeah, we'll make a pack mule train. Yeah, we'll make a pack mule train and tie the stuff on their backs. And
I need both of you guys.
Walk 'em.
I need both of you guys
Probably
to give
walk
me a perception check.
Can talk to animals, but can't see shit. Can talk to animals, but can't see shit in the woods.
All right, this is
Thank God
somewhat of
for
an
Corin.
important note, and don't let me forget about it next time we have a session where Porto is here. But you guys notice Porto kind of sitting down with his back against one of the tents, looking kind of pale and frail, like he's a little bit under the weather.
Okay. Well, playing character. Tegan wouldn't care.
Yeah, Corin wouldn't. Yeah, Corin wouldn't.
After the stunt heap, he doesn't care.
Corin doesn't give a shit.
Okay, so good.
He just kind of shrugs his shoulder. He just kind of shrugs his shoulder.
No, we'll remind you. Just saying, it's one of those things of Tegan's like, yeah, okay, you get what you deserve. But that's kind of Tegan's character. I mean, he believes in survival of the fittest.
All right, so before I forget it, did you guys write down everything I kind of rattled off there as far as what you wanted to keep?
Yeah.
Or you need me to post that in the chat?
Yeah, I have a list of it here.
The only thing I didn't get was the amount of gold.
Yeah,
Pretty sure I got
You
everything
guys
else.
never really said you're going to sit down and try to count it. I mean, some of these chests are pretty full. It would take you a while to count it.
Alright, yeah, we'll deal with that later then.
Deal with that when we get we can just deal with that when we get about the ship. We can, while we're traveling, we can count out what we found. The only gold amount I got is the 120 gold we found early on.
Okay.
Let me post this in chat and see if there's anything that Corin wants to stick in his gear specifically.
Nothing that really piqued my interest besides the gloves, but we don't know what they do yet, so let's just hold off.
There's nothing in here that really piques Tegan's interest either. Although I don't see the plate mail on my list. Let me put that in there now. Was that a full suit or a half suit plate mail? Okay, once everything's loaded and all that. What time of day is it?
It's kind of getting towards noonish, so to speak. You guys took out first thing in the morning. Head out here.
Did we make it back to town before?
It's only
nightfall?
like an hour or two travel from here. Okay. Plus, you've got horses now.
Then I suggest we had to head to town, Corin.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go sell some of those gold trinkets and stuff.
You can handle that. I don't like.
Alright.
But I can take our friend on your back there and over to the ship and let him get acquainted with everybody.
Yeah, as long as he's not too messy with
I never thought to ask that question. I said, or her. I never kind of thought to ask that question.
You just hear a little giggle come from behind Corin's backpack.
That's what I figured. Okay, we're gonna head back into town.
All right, what's your intention once you get into town?
My intention is to take this stuff, the food stuff, to the ship, and then let Corin go into town to deal with getting rid of some of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just grab all the trinkets and silverware and all this whatnot together and try and go into town, sell it the best I can.
We'll take the coin and the food and all that to the ship.
Roll me a DC 10 wisdom. Damn, Tegan.
I told you it's not my
Second time.
All right, Tegan, you just can't wait to take all this stuff back to the ship and show off everything and then just leave. Corin, you seem to recall that the main reason why you guys had this bandit camp to squash this is because of all the stolen goods that have been taken from the merchants traveling to and from Giad. And that some of this stuff that you guys found, probably most of it, is from some of that stolen merchandise that Riley was asking you guys to look into.
Well, I don't know, Tegan. Do we take this stuff back to these merchants, or do we just sell it and tell them that
Well, I say we return to them the
bandits?
goods and whatnot. It's up to you. It's up to you. No loss for me.
Yeah,
No loss for me.
Yeah, let's take it back to the merchants. Maybe they'll give us a reward.
Yeah, perhaps.
Hear a voice from your backpack. A reward? You know how much reward you can buy with all that?
Yes, I do, but my spirit won't be rewarded.
Spirit, schmerit. They can buy some more wine. Fill up your ship with wine. That's what I say. And fruit. And grapes. And all kinds of pretty things.
No, there's more to life than pretty things. No, there's more to life than pretty things and wine.
Ha! Whatever. Stupid. What are you, elf?
Yes, actually, thank you. Yes, actually, thank you.
You just hear him kind of snuggle back into his little ball like he's going back to sleep, maybe. Alright, so you guys are heading back to town, and so what are you going to try to sell versus what are you going to try to give back to Riley?
No, I'm not going to sell anything. I'm just going to go to the merchants first.
Yeah, take it to Riley first and let him get what's his. The rest of it we'll deal with.
Alright, so when you guys go back to Riley, he's just ecstatic with the news of you guys basically just getting rid of all the entire bandit camp, and sees all the goods you guys have brought back. And he tells you that it would take him a better part of a day to kind of go through and do an inventory of what all's here and try to figure out who all might belong to. But he thanks you guys profusely and gives you your reward of, I think it was 500 gold pieces. That's what he said. That sound right to you guys?
That sounds right.
That sounds right. Also offered to give you guys your choice of an item from the oddities rack within his general store.
Alright, I'll take
That's very kind of you, Riley.
Scroll back up to where that is. Alright, so along one wall of his general store, you see these odd-looking trinkets and oddities. And quickly, out of character, this is something I want to throw in here to you guys. These are going to just be some random thing. Nothing here is really magical, but I want each of you guys to have something kind of special. Okay. This may or may not come up later somewhere down the line in the story. So, for example, if one of these things was an upside-down cross with a star symbol in the middle of it, you guys may come across a secret door somewhere that has that symbol upon the door. And then, oh look, I remember buying something like that back at the store that fits in here. So, again, that may or may not come up, but I'll read off a few of them here, and you guys can kind of pick and choose which one you'd like to take. And like I said, it may come up somewhere later in the story. Alright, so you got a slender spindle of a gray-looking crystal. You have a dragon's tooth covered with golden flecks. There's a small jade skull etched by acid marks. A jagged onyx shard on a leather cord, almost like it wants to be some kind of a necklace. An ivory card marked with a hierophant and an altar of arrows. An oversized monocle that distorts anything viewed through it. A ruby containing a tiny flickering flame in its center. A bronze gauntlet claimed to be from an animated suit of armor. A steel mirror covered by a black sheet, but with a frame made from silvered bones. And lastly, a crystalline flask, which contains a bronze miniature of a tower inside it.
Tegan picks up the dragon tooth and looks at it.
Okay, it appears to be somewhat authentic from what you can tell. Looks like it could be a real dragon tooth. Can't quite make out what the golden flecks on it, if it's some kind of actual gold, real gold flecks embedded into it or something else.
This is nice, Riley. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks you again.
I'll grab the ruby with the flame in the side of
Containing
it.
a tiny flickering flame in its center.
No, grab that. Kind of look at it and see if I can tell if the flame's like real or just an optical illusion from the gem's lighting.
Sometimes it appears to be like a real flame, but as you turn it in other angles, it appears to be maybe something that's just a trick of the eye.
Well, either way, I'll put that in my pocket. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Tegan looks around the shop for some, like a leather cord.
Yeah, Riley will help you easily find some kind of leather cord if you want to try to put that into some kind of a makeshift necklace.
Yeah, he makes a makeshift necklace out of it.
He helps you find one, and kind of has your pick, your option of it, and he gives that to you free of charge as well.
Thank you again, Riley.
Thank you again, Riley.
Maybe towns aren't so bad after all.
If we can just get these damn centaurs to leave us alone, I think I'll be back in business here soon.
Oh wait, do have one thing you
can add to that haul, and you can sell as you want, Riley. Tegan rummages around his backpack and produces a set of chainmail.
Riley looks at that and says, I see it a little bit wore out a little bit, but I could probably sell this for some decent coin. How much do you want for it?
It's yours.
And looks astonished at this point. Says, wow, you killed the bandits and you give me free stuff. You guys need to come around more often.
I found it.
I found it.
Found it. He kind of winks at you a little bit. Says, gotcha.
Well, it was inside of a gelatinous cube.
At the time I found it.
You see him kind of drop it at the last second. He says, what? It was inside a...
I cleaned it.
Okay, but I just trying to think what else used to be inside that cube with this thing.
It was long gone by the time I got to it.
You see him kind of like he's trying to fight off, the need to yak. All right. Anything else you guys want to do in town?
No. Me anyway.
No,
I'm good.
Okay.
No,
so
I'm good.
again, this is another thing. Just remind me when the guys come back in, they all get an option to pick an oddity here as well. You know what?
Right.
Maybe not. Since they didn't make it tonight,
Right.
You guys are the two lucky dogs. They don't get one.
Cool.
All right. So you guys are going to head back to the ship at this point?
Yes.
Okay. 1 second. I'm going to go to my... Give me 1 second. I'm just looking to see if anything else is really going to drag on or if I need to call at this point. 1 second.
No problem.
There's a couple things here you guys will notice. Okay, so as you guys are walking back to the ship, you guys notice right off the bat, as soon as you get within the eyesight of the ship, that the sail has now been complete, and it's sitting at full mast. As you see Remora, Nimba, and Jimba kind of working it up and down, making sure that it functions correctly. But just as you guys seeing Remora build it, it looks like the world's largest and ugliest quilt flying in the middle of this ship at this point.
As we get close enough to where we can see the ship,
See? Tegan nudges the backpack. See? I told you it was a ship.
And Remora and Nimba and Jimba, all those guys greet you back and look at your injured foes. I guess Dirk and Blockford will get tended to by the crew as well. And I guess at this point, Novek would actually show up as well and tell you guys about the emissary that made it into town while you guys were still out with the bandit camp. This is the emissary that Dirk was escorting to the town of Gia. It's the one that Novek actually asked for.
Right.
And he tells you of the meeting that went between this emissary and the council, along with himself. And long story short, the emissary said that Injast will agree to basically protect any evacuees or refugees that want to make their way to Injast, but at a price. He basically told them, and the council agreed to, that they will give up one riding horse or the equivalent in weight of food for every 10 refugees that make their way into Ingest. So after they agreed upon that, the emissary left one of his, I guess, scouts or escorts here in town as a sign of good faith, and Ingest sent one of their deputized peacekeepers, so to speak, back with the emissary to Ingest. The emissary said once he reaches back to Ingest and notifies the mayor of their agreed upon deal, they will send a escort service, escort platoon, so to speak, to Jihad immediately.
Tia kind of frowns at the fee. Tia kind of frowns at the fee, but nods his head. Very well.
Oh, and the one
Sounds good.
the escort that went back with the emissary was our old friend William. So now he's out of the story.
Ah.
Okay, so anything after that, it's going to drag on to like an afternoon action, or if you guys want to do any of the open quests that were still there. So I'm probably going to go ahead and call at this point, if you guys are okay with that.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
and our
fine.
next session, again, won't be this Friday. It's going to be April 8th, correct?
I think that's what you said.
Yeah, because I'm
I think
traveling
that's what you
late
said.
This week getting back. I won't get back into Denver Airport until like 8 o'clock at night. So it's going to be a late night for me.
Right. Right.
No problem.
All right, so if I didn't say it before, thank you guys for being patient with me. I know this past month has kind of sucked for you guys as far as not having any more sessions this game, but should start getting better now.
No, that's all good, man. You gotta take care of what you gotta take care of. No, that's all good, man. You gotta take care of what you gotta take care of.
That's right. Take care of what you got to, man. This is just fun stuff.
All right, guys. So if you got nothing else, I'll call it. Good night,
All right.
and we'll see you guys in a couple
All right.
weeks.
All right, man. Get some rest.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
All right, man.
Good night,
Get some
guys.
rest.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
Night.
Night.